Set, bro.
From your Spaceship Music Collective, this is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Don Maple. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Six Set Bro Live. We're live, and it's Wednesday night. It is hump day. It's humping day, man. It's humping day up in here. Man, this is an exciting episode, an episode we've been waiting for so long. I'm kind of disappointed that it's episode 66, actually. This would have made a very, very good episode 69, a sexual episode 69. I would have been all about that. Yeah, that would have been class. But we have the very amazing, like so super talented Jordan Adetunji here as our special guest. We usually don't welcome guests first, but we're welcoming you here straight away, man. Welcome to the show. We're gonna give you the big crowd cheer.
Yeah, love that.
Oh man, thank you so much for being on the show. It's a music and entertainment podcast. I'm Don Maple. I'll be your host. I'm always joined by my big brother, best big brother in the world. He's over there if you're watching on YouTube, he's to my right, maybe? I don't know. Whatever way it's laid out in your television. He's up there somewhere. He's waving. We call him a lot of things around here. His name's Mike, a.k.a. The Hungry Ghost, a.k.a. Money Mike. With that cash register sound effect, dude. And also, we got, he's been here the whole time from the beginning. Well, kind of, yeah, sometimes. When he's not...
Gets in the way.
Yeah, when he's not too busy, he'll be on the show. And his name is Andrew Fernandez, but we call him Nandez. He definitely doesn't have Airwaves as a sponsor or anything like that, even though that definitely seems like some sort of chewing gum commercial. But yeah, we're here. We're going to start off the show like we start off every show, Jordan. I know this will be slightly new to you, but we like to jump right into some quickfire news. It does what it says on the tin. It's quickfire music news. It goes fast. It goes so fast you don't even know what's happening. It's over in like 30 seconds.
Cool. Ready for it.
Yeah, man. Let's get into Six Set Bros quickfire news. Welcome to Six Set Bros quickfire news. I'm your lead anchor, Donald Maple, and I'm joined by Money Michael, and of course, who can forget Andrew Pedro de Jesus Fernandez on sports, and special musical guest Jordan Adetunji. Let's get into the news, babies. So, first story. It was breaking news. Justin Bieber apparently is teaming up with the famous Canadian coffee chain. You know I love Canadian coffee. Tim Hortons. They were teaming up for something special. And I'll be honest, this was a story that I had before I found out what the something special was. But it turns out he's releasing his own brand of Timbits, and they're called Tim Biebs. Oh no. And you can get all kinds of flavors. And by that I mean 3 new flavors of Tim Biebs. And if you want to get them, you can get them a birthday cake waffle, whatever that is, chocolate white fudge, which actually sounds pretty good, and sour cream chocolate chip, which doesn't sound very good.
No, sour cream in a donut? That doesn't sound right.
Sour cream chocolate chip, can I just drive home? I don't really know how you're combining them 2 flavors. No, it's not great. But that's our first quickfire.
Diversifying, anyways.
Yeah, he's getting some brand deals, man. Fair play. Then secondly, and definitely not silly at all news, Big Bird from Sesame Street got his vaccination. So he got the old COVID jab, and President Biden was like, "Good on you, Big Bird." He sounds like he's from here on that tweet. Good on you, man. Needless to say, Republicans are not happy about this, and for some reason care about it way more than they should. So it's been on like every news station over in the States, and people are really annoyed because they're like, Big Bird's trying to vaccinate your kids. And for some reason that's a news story, so that was Quickfire. I don't really know why that's a news story, but it felt like everybody else was covering it, so we gotta do it. What are you gonna
live in today?
That is the world we live in. Next up, we got Foo Fighters. They announced that they'll be releasing a theatrical full-length horror comedy film
Have you seen this?
called Studio 666. So you remember like last year whenever they released Medicine at Midnight and they kept saying that the studio that they recorded the album in was haunted? Well, I'm pretty sure Dave Grohl was just trying to like drop us hints to this. This isn't a documentary. This is like a full-scale, he wrote a comedy movie. So that's gonna be a thing in February next year. Is a comedy horror slasher music documentary movie with the Foo Fighters. He said he tried to call it a hard. What did he say? I've written it down somewhere. A Hard Day's Night of the Living Dead, and I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good description. So we're almost there. Are we on our last story? We're on our last story. And of course, it's about Kanye West, because it's always about Kanye West. He posted on social media, he wants Drake to get together with him, and they want to squash the beef. He wants Drake to perform with him on the 7th of December in Los Angeles. He says they both have the two biggest albums of the year. He wants them to perform together with the ultimate purpose being to free Larry Hoover from prison by their combined influence. Which, I'm not going to do it on this show, but if you want to learn about Larry Hoover, you can do. He's in prison, and he led a gang called the Gangster Disciples. But there's a lot more to it than that, and you'll probably have heard about him because he's on that song in Donda. Jesus Lord. If you listen to the end of it, you'll hear his son asking for him to be freed. Anyway, that's the Quickfire, guys. Quickfire news is over. Thank you for putting up with that, Jordan. We gotta do that. We gotta do that every week.
Some admin to get done before we get into it.
Oh, people would be angry if we didn't do it. Like, I'll be honest. I think people would kick off. So, right, let's see what we got here. So I thought the best thing to start our show with Jordan Adetunji, the incredible talent that is to do a little icebreaker game. Just a quick one, break that ice, and I think we're gonna learn a lot about Jordan through this. It's a game of this or that. You know this game. I gotta throw two things at you, and you gotta give me your quickest answer. You gotta pick it like straight away. I want to hear which one is your favorite, which one you prefer. Do I have quiz music? Maybe. Probably.
You got everything.
Oh, there it is.
Of course
I've always got something on here. Quiz music. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire quiz music. Right, so I feel like this isn't as intense as this or that should be, but answer as quick as you can, Jordan. I got a couple here, and I think I'm going to throw you because it definitely starts off with rap beef, and you got to pick a winner. Okay. And then we're going to move down, and it's going to not be anything to do with rap. So, right, let's get into it. First one, Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
Ooh, controversial. Yeah. Drake or Kanye?
Kanye.
Dang.
It has to be Kanye.
Kanye,
Yeah.
Okay. Drake or Pusha?
Drake.
Drake or Kendrick?
Why
does Drake keep getting into fights?
Kendrick. I have to pick Kendrick. That's a tricky one. Kendrick. I'll pick Kendrick for now.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Hip hop or rock in general?
Ooh.
Oh, that's simple.
Hip hop. I'm gonna pick hip hop.
Cool.
Hip hop.
Funk or grime?
I really like
Giving you all
funk.
the tough
I
questions.
think it's gonna be funk for that one.
Funk? No.
Yeah.
Guitar or trumpet?
Trumpet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, trumpet.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Belfast or London?
Belfast. Yeah.
He does it, guys! Man, I think we learned a lot there. I think we took a lot from this. Damn, Biggie over
Yeah.
Tupac, surprising.
Yeah,
I-
it's artistry wise, I would prefer Biggie's music because it's like the way he used to rap is very, very straight to the point, and it had no filter. Like I really like people that have no filter, and Biggie really gave me that. He gave me that no filter effect of like saying whatever he wants, whatever he
100%.
wants, like full freedom, and even if it was crazy, he would say it. I rate that.
Damn.
And his storytelling, and his, the
Yeah,
way he forms his rhymes and stuff. It's you just
Literally.
follow the narrative of this, and it's just like Rick Ross has a bit of that. Like
Yeah.
and like them guys from Griselda, like Conway and all that stuff. They
Conway.
have these storytelling things. It's like
literally. Yeah.
Andy, I must ask you, Tupac or Biggie? I gotta know.
I nodded because Biggie because
Biggie?
of storytelling flow. Again,
Fair.
Tupac, great storyteller, but
Yeah.
just the way that the songs and the raps are formatted and
Yeah, totally.
Literally.
put across.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it first went through me, didn't expect that at all. Thought we were coming out of the gates Tupac, and I was like, oh damn, this ain't going the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
And so Drake or Kanye, whenever you've said Kanye, based on the albums this year, you picking Donda over Certified Lover Boy?
I'll pick. I really like Certified Lover Boy though, but I picked Donda because of Donda's like creativity. Also, I picked Kanye as a whole, as a person. Like he's just not just a rapper. He's so much more than that, and that's why it's the impact I'd have to give Kanye. He's just a great.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like he said in the it's like he said in the Drink Champs thing. He's like he can, be the Dame Dash. He can be the CEO, and then he can go over and do the fashion thing with the top people as well. So he's
Exactly.
like,
You can't
yeah.
beat that.
Yeah, Kanye's a force to be reckoned with, and I absolutely love him. We make fun of him so much on the show, but I actually love him so much.
There would be no podcast without
There-
Kanye.
there
We always
actually
say
would.
he gives us like half the content. Like
Half the
half
content
the
is
show is
Kanye.
50% Kanye. Yeah.
What the
surprised.
fuck was that? Kanye?
Every time, man. Every time. Like, if it's going to be like a show where it's like, oh, not much happened this week, we always look
Still
to
find
Kanye.
Kanye.
And
Yeah.
something has happened with him.
He's
you know
always
it
said
will.
something.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. So just to introduce again for anybody who's watching the show and hasn't, I don't understand how you could watch our show and not know of Jordan at this point. Because even if you haven't found him outside of the show, we talk about him like every week. So
Like
Wait,
literally episode 1, and we're on 66 now. Yeah.
yeah, episode 1, we were definitely talking by myself, I think.
It was literally
first
we
single.
started up around the same time that you dropped that. I think.
No way.
It was
That's
that
like what,
long ago?
2017,
Yeah.
2018?
Yeah.
It's a long
I
time
think it
ago,
was
man.
scary.
That's crazy, man.
And you know what? I feel like after this episode, I really want to go back and hear what we were saying, because it's probably going to be a little bit of what we talk about tonight too. But we knew it was a game changer at the time, and
Thank
it
you, man.
is amazing to see that you're still changing the game now. Like
thanks, man.
it's
Thanks, man.
unreal, dude. I've written down some stuff because I want to structure this show tonight. Usually we go like totally off the rails when I'm like, we got Jordan here, we got to ask him a bunch of stuff. So I hope you don't mind. I've got my notes like a news anchor here. But there's stuff I am so genuinely interested to hear from you. So we put our collective heads together and came up with a couple of questions here for you. So
Dope, I'm ready.
so the first one, man, this is kind of comes from me and Mike combined here. We were thinking a lot about this because we know we've watched your interviews and stuff as well. Like we followed you
Oh,
so
wow.
much. So there's a lot that we probably know and we don't want to backtrack on, because I'm sure you have to do it in a lot of different interviews.
Yeah.
But we know that you moved from London to Northern Ireland at about the age of 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like we can relate a lot to that because we moved from Toronto to here
Wow.
around the same age. So like, I
can
get
hear
a
it.
lot of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
There's,
I can hear the
it
space.
comes and goes. It comes and goes.
Same with
I
me,
could
man.
I could be so broadly Belfast towards the end of this show. Because I've got a bottle of Jim Beam here, and the further it
Gonna go
goes
one
down,
or the other.
the more broad my accent will get.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the question we had is basically if you moved here from London to Northern Ireland around the age of 10, and you're going from somewhere that's so multicultural and diverse, and you're moving to this area that it's kind of lacking that, to be honest. It's something that we noticed because Canada's obviously crazily, multicultural over there. And we just both found it kind of like a culture shock a bit, I think, whenever we moved here.
Yeah.
And it's not really something that I don't think either of us would have considered to be such a life-changing event until you get a bit older and you realize the impact that it had on you. So it's something that we wanted to know is like, did that move, that sort of cultural change for you, do you think that had a lot of impact on where you've ended up in making music? Do you think that if you had stayed in London, what would your musical journey look like there? Did that move have a lot to do with where you're at?
Yeah, I think it had a big effect on what type of music I do, everything, Like the first initial move, like it was a rush move. I always remember the day I moved like that, because it's like there was like a power cut in our area where I lived in London at the time. And I moved over here, like literally not knowing anything, not knowing like where I was going to stay. Like we lived when I first moved here, like I lived in a hostel like for like about a year or 2 years. And that was a crazy experience. So that alone, was a big change, because I'm so used to being in a house with people that all the time, my family, stuff like that, to being in a house with randomers, living with randomers, and living with my mum and my siblings in a random home. That was very weird. But then as I progressed and went on and went to school, that was very weird, because I was so used to having like half of my classroom were like from like Asia. A lot of the people were Asian that were in my classroom when I was living in London, and like everybody was completely white. I was like the only black guy in my class, so that was so strange, so strange. But I think I adapted to it because I made loads of friends the first time I played football. Like it was like the way you have like a great time like after I played football, because you have to be good at football when you go to London, like especially in the playground. You get whooped like, or you're not getting on. So like when I played the first time, everyone was like, "Oh, your classmate." Now I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And I made so many friends the first day, so I remember that. So I think that kind of helped. It helped the whole experience. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I get that. Like, you need to. I'm not even like, I don't follow football or anything, but I played it so much as a kid, and I don't think people ever expect me to be any good. And then like, it's like you gotta be to earn respect in this country as well. It's like you gotta do the football thing, man.
No, you have to. You have to.
I definitely recognize that as well, that because that was kind of what I was thinking along the lines of that question, like that whole ability to adapt to stuff, like that definitely, do you think that came then from that kind of upheaval, like moving like across, and then you're just kind of dropped into a new situation? It's like really weird the way you say like about you remember like whenever you moved as well, because that's a weird thing that I have seared into my mind as well. Like we moved back home here, and it was the night that Princess Diana died, and all I can remember is it being all over the news at the time. And it's just that, because obviously it's a very scary thing whenever you move into a new place, and it's like that one particular moment is like burned into your mind forever, sort of thing.
Literally. It's just one of those things.
So it's definitely kind of helped kind of shape your musical journey a little bit, maybe give you certain like skills and stuff that maybe you wouldn't have had otherwise, do you think, then, if you'd have stayed in London?
Like even I was playing trumpet in primary school. Like I started it and I really wanted the saxophone. Like basically you had to request what instrument you got, and they basically gave you any instrument that was available at the time. So I wanted the saxophone. I ended up getting the trumpet, and I was so upset. And then I was so upset. Like, and then I ended up doing the trumpet. I ended up liking it anyway. I think the first song I learned to play was like Wallace and Gromit or something. And I was so gassed. I was like, yeah, I'm king.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember.
So cool.
It was just like, I remember playing that, thinking that was so class. And then I think after that, I was really, really into like games. So I used to play a lot of video games. So I was playing Need for Speed, Underground. Like all the songs in there, I used to like look them up on YouTube at the time and just download them all off. Like I think you had LimeWire or something like that. Something mad legal. Like I remember that.
Yeah.
Something mad.
Sure.
Yeah. And I used to get all my songs off there. I got a song called the first song I think it was on there. I think it was called Static X Only, and it
Oh,
was
I
one.
know it. I know
Do
the
you actually
one.
know the song?
100%.
Yeah,
That's
of course
crazy.
I do.
That
yeah.
guy with that like freaking
Yeah, the
massive
dude with the,
beard
like,
and
giant hair.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
his name was Wayne or something like that. And I
Wayne
remember,
Static,
the most
yeah.
normal
Yeah.
name.
Wayne Static though.
yeah, I
Oh,
think he's
right,
actually
okay,
passed
yeah.
away, has he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
pass away. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. But nah, I remember seeing that song, and I would keep skipping the game until that song came on. Like I would restart the game so that song came on because it made me think I was going to win the race in the game. So I remember you used to always play that. I just play that song all the time. That was one of my favorite songs, and that was before I kind of proper listened to rap because I heard Busta Rhymes on TV maybe when I was younger before that, and I was obsessed with Busta Rhymes, like completely obsessed with him. Like, but I was scared of him at the same time, which is really weird.
That's fair.
Like I used to stand
I
at the
would be
door.
scared.
But watch him. I used to watch him. I didn't go too close to the TV, but I used to watch him and just be like, this guy's a
Them
genius.
music videos, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it used to freak me out. I used to get
Terrifying.
nightmares from it. Yeah, I used to get nightmares from it. But once I got that really got me into hip hop big time as well.
It's so
I know.
crazy.
I almost think that Mike and I had a reverse effect thing because like Toronto is a place to grow up. Like the two biggest genres of music tend to be like country and R&B. Like that's
wow.
kind of the main two things. Like so, like we grow up on like pop and R&B type songs, and then we moved here, and then it's exactly what you said, man. It was video games. It was like Tony Hawk and stuff. Like made us
Tony Hawk games too.
appreciate rock music and punk music, and I don't think I would have found it if it hadn't have been for those. I'd probably still be listening to like I don't know. Not, I was gonna say R. Kelly, but not R. Kelly.
You probably wouldn't. Yeah.
I think I would have got off that train the same. But you know what I mean.
Montel Jordan or some shit.
Montel Jordan. I would have been listening to Montel Jordan. That's right. I still listen to that
I
album.
don't know
It's
how
very
people
good.
didn't know about R. Kelly, man. Like, he literally has a song. There's like a song. It's not even a song. It's a poem. He has a poem on some 2015 Christmas album. Listen to the poem, and you will understand
Okay,
everything.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to hear this
It
now.
was all
Yeah.
signposted.
And you will understand everything. Like it's, in your own time, though. It's kind of creepy.
I
but yeah.
I definitely clocked out at Trapped in the Closet part like 70 or whatever.
But it's like, see, the problem is, it's like one of my, then favorite albums was the collaboration with him and Jay-Z, Best of Both Worlds, and now I'm like, I can't listen to that.
Yeah.
No, not anymore, dude.
Not no
Not
more.
anymore. Yeah, man. So I would say like something I know you're constantly having to discuss on other podcasts. Is it's about hip hop in Northern Ireland, and hopefully you're not fed up talking about this because I'm sure you get asked this sort of stuff all the time. But I don't want to tread over the exact same ground. So, like, obviously we all know if people listen to this show and we cover music in Northern Ireland, we've known since we started this show that there's sort of a lack of genuine hip hop in Northern Ireland. My issue used to always be that I would have loved to see it, but it was all comedy based or completely political, like insanely political. And that's all you would really get. And whenever we started, we kind of done two versions of this show, but our first episode of Six Sepro was whenever we discovered you, which would have been a good few years ago. And I just remember whenever we found By Myself, the single that you had at the time, I was like, this is it. This is a genuine one. This is something. And I am so glad to hear it. And somehow it didn't sound like it was from here, but it was, and the video was representing here, and it had all the things that it needed to have. But my question, rather than, backtrack over all that sort of stuff, is I kind of want to know where your head was at whenever, you're thinking about going down this music path, this career in the music industry. Did you think before you stepped into this stuff that, well, there is no real hip-hop representation in Northern Ireland? Like, who am I going to reach out to? Who's going to book me for gigs? Like, who did you reach out to? Where did you go for shows? Like, what did you do in the beginning whenever there really was no hip-hop scene?
Well, I was always in the community, so I'll kind of say I kind of grew up in a black community over here. We have a small black community, kind of. We have Ascony, and I used to go down there when I was very, very young, and I used to go to a lot of what do you call it, like cross community things, kind of. And we
Right,
just
sure.
yeah, I used to meet a lot of people there, and then I met a lot of people, and I met my manager there as well, and that's kind of what helped me build a lot of my stuff. Um, you know, I was always rapping, but it kind of helped me know what direction I wanted to go and be like, okay, there is some infrastructure, but I need to work hard to get to that position that I want to get to. It's just like there wasn't much, but it's just like I could see where I could take it. There was an empty market, there's an empty gap here. And what way can I be unique? Which way can I make it unique to myself? Because I could just literally do what UK is doing. UK rap exactly. I could exactly do that. I can do that if I wanted to, but that's not gonna, you know, that wasn't true to my story. You get me? So it's like being true to your story and where you come from, and what effect growing up here has made on me. So I think that helped me. And then to get gigs, it's just like having a plan, like everything was structured from the beginning. Is just like, but it's also with growth and timing. So it's just like I had structure, but I also made sure everything was timed and everything was executed well. I couldn't just come into this straight like that. I had to build myself. I had to get to know people. You have to be in the community. Belfast is a very, you know, odd place in that way. It's just like if you're not in the community and you're trying to do your own thing and, you know, be like, wow, I'm from blah blah blah, or I'm from here, or I'm from America, or try branch yourself off, no one will care. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how many followers you have, you know what I mean? If you're not in that community, no one cares. And that's one thing that I realized growing up here is just like it toughens you up to be like, you need to be community driven. You have to actually care about people, because that's what this place is about. It's very community driven. So like it kind of helped my head as well. It's just like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm talking to people. I'm in the scene. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm putting out music and getting good reviews off it, or, you know, constructive criticism. That was so important to me, and having that, I think, helped me grow and just be unique, you know, and be what I want to do and do. I'll be like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I think that helped me definitely. But there was always some people doing music here, you know. I'm not going to say I'm the first one that just started rapping in Belfast, you know what I mean?
Of course, of course.
There's been loads of people doing it. And I seen that when I was mad young. I'm probably 13. I was seeing people on YouTube always rapping. And that kind of gave me a little bit of drive to be like, okay, but nothing kind of being like, oh, I want to do it. It's just what I've been through in my life. It was just like, yeah, I need to do this for myself, innit? And take myself out of a position I was in. And that's one thing that I started it for. So yeah.
100%, man. Because I know that's I think we had said several times whenever we talked on like the old version of this show that like maybe we don't know. It's like because we were all like three guys that absolutely love hip hop amongst every genre. Like, I mean, that's the reason we started a music podcast. But we used to always think like, is there just like a massive gap in the current music scene here for that? Like, why doesn't it really happen outside of like comedy? Like everything that blew up was just like something that was a joke about being like a Northern Irish rapper.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it doesn't have to be a funny thing. Like it can be something genuine and really good, but like it's like maybe we just don't see it. But that's why like for us, you were the first person that we seen genuinely like doing the thing, and it's been amazing to follow and amazing to see the scene grow ever since then, because now that I think we've started diving deep into it, we're seeing all these people come up and do these amazing things.
Literally.
Yeah, man. A question that's maybe a little bit off the back of that is, I don't know if you would know, but like Mike and I, we used to have a band together. It was like a math rock band. I do my own material now, but through like experience of playing around Northern Ireland and stuff like that, I just recall like quite a lot of meetings that I would have had with, say, like music industry professionals, people to try and like, you know, I've hit a ceiling. I don't really know where to go from here. Like, how do I break through that ceiling? How do I do this? And it feels like I always kind of got handed two pieces of advice that in my opinion, was bad advice. And one of them was to cement myself into easy to describe genre to build a relevant fan base. So basically boxing myself in, which I hated the thought of. And the other one is to break away from the Northern Irish music scene, because you can only get so far here. No, I sort of know from, all these interviews and stuff you've done, man, that I think it's fair to say you would disagree with both of those points.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure that's still how you feel, and like, what would you advise artists in this country to do if they keep hearing those suggestions, like to box yourself in and then try and get out in order to do something?
Well, boxing yourself in limits your chance every time. Like I feel it does limit your chance, because it's like, yeah, you can be good, you can get that lucky song. Once that wave of the thing that you've joined onto dies, what are you gonna do next? Where's your artistry? You can't just divert, because then you've already built a fan base of people knowing, oh, they only want one style of you. You haven't given them everything that you can deliver to people. So what's the point in that? That's why I don't want to box myself in, because like in the future I want to make funk. I want to make a funk album, like stuff like that. I would want to make a type of album, whatever phase I'm in or how I'm feeling. That's what makes music fun. Like I wouldn't enjoy just making one sound every time. It just gets boring and it becomes just a product. It's just like a product that I have to package and sell to people. That's not beneficial to anybody. It just becomes boring. That's why I'm saying I want to create artistry that's timeless. Like a lot of artists are very, very artistic. Like the greatest artists in the world are always artistic, and they always have like sort of errors in their music career, and they've changed. Their look has changed. Everything. Like look at The Weeknd. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's so different,
Yeah.
and his errors have changed so many times. And people, it's only when his time is like finally stopped, you'll look and see, wow, look at the errors that this guy had, the periods. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to just be like, oh, yeah, this is just the same thing. Then you fall off tomorrow and you don't know how to reinvent yourself.
Totally, man. I'm so glad you say it, because I mean, we all feel this way on this show because we talk about it so much. I mean, my favorite artists of all time are people who change constantly. Like one of my favorite bands of all time is the Beatles. Such a generic answer, but I mean, they're people who basically created eras.
Literally,
It was a band that started as one thing and ended as something like completely different, and they broke new ground every single time they did it, and that's why I love them so much. But all these artists that I absolutely love, like Prince is another one, and Prince just changed like constantly. David Bowie, like these are the people that I look up to, and that's why whenever you're getting advice being like, no, you need to find 3 words that describes your music and stick to that. And it's like you don't necessarily have to do it, but like try and describe it. And it's like I don't want it to be describable. I want it to be indescribable. That's the point. That's why you gotta find the person and listen to what they're doing.
I think it also does like music fans like a disservice as well. Like, I mean, you're saying that you have to pigeonhole people and like make it really simple for a music fan to understand what kind of music. It's like that's not really giving people credit. Like I honestly feel like we've talked about it before on this podcast that music is becoming like more and more genreless, and like things are melding together and stuff. And it's like I would assume that you would feel like that's a freeing thing for you as an artist, right? It doesn't like at the same time, like, is there any element of it feels like you're sometimes trying to spin too many plates being across like all different genres, or do you like embrace that sort of thing?
See, that's one thing I was actually going to touch on. It's just like I do understand to some extent about having a sound as well. That is, it is important to have a sound. Your sound can be from the rawness of your voice, or the tone of your voice. Like there's so many different things that create a sound, but you are influenced as well at the same time. But being spread across so many genres, especially when you're coming up, I can understand it can be confusing to people. And that's one thing I don't want to do, is cause a confusion. It's just like I want to know, okay, this is what this sound sounds like, but this is where the art can go. So that's why in my career I'm trying to give it early. I'm trying to give a lot of the places where I can go early before I'm going to deliver an album, so people will get a clue of what an album would sound like by me. That's why I've done so many singles. Like I've barely done EPs. You know what I mean? I'm giving singles. Like once I do drop an EP, okay, be like, this is the era that I'm in right now, and this is where it's going. But once I drop an album, it will be me in that era and that time, and it leaves room for me to drop so many different albums. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I do want to do, is definitely drop different albums. So yeah. Also, the point that you were saying on was it being pigeonholed over here or something like that, or being stuck here? Yeah, no, I just don't agree. Like I don't agree that people need to go somewhere else just to make it. We have the internet. Like there's people that blow up on TikTok every day. Like I see it all the time. There's artists that blow up and they just live in, you don't know where they live. You actually don't know where they live. You don't need to know where they live. There's artists that are making stinking loads of money off streams on Spotify, and they just live in their house. And some of them are bedroom. I know some bedroom producers that you probably wouldn't know who they are. Like they don't want to be known, but they've got loads of streams on Spotify because of just the way they've marketed themselves, and they're making a lot of money. That some people have bought a house off it. You know what I mean? And it's just like music is so digital now that it's online. Like, so you don't need to move somewhere else. Yeah, I understand if you like the creative process a lot with like meeting people, going into studios, meeting some great people and working, that connection that's also important. I wouldn't say don't travel, don't go to the other places to make the music, but you don't need to move your whole lifestyle and suffer so you can, that's that. We're not in that time anymore. I don't think you have to do that or just move to LA and you're gonna blow up. That's not how it happens. You have to put in the work anyway. If you want to go to LA and you're willing to put into the same work, and fair play to you, but you can still do it on like across the water as well. You don't have to move. It's not a must that
you'll be at the same starting point. You'll be in the same boat no matter where you go to. Yeah,
exactly. And there's so many talented people over here, like videographers, everything. You can literally do it here, and there is the stuff to do it here, but it's just like, it's your drive as a person. I think if you don't have the drive, it's not going to work anywhere. It doesn't matter what you do. Even if you do get lucky, you get a viral thing, you're going to fall off just as fast because you don't have no drive or you didn't have a vision. Like, vision is so important. That's what I feel anyway.
Totally.
And even talking about like the internet and project, like Leo just put out an album there, and he was working with producers from across Belgium, across the water, like LA, just over the internet and stuff. And the album came together. So yeah. Just like the internet's a beautiful place.
It definitely doesn't need to be as old school as some people make it out, I guess. And man, that's so it's very refreshing to speak to you on this, because every interview I've watched with you, Jordan, it's just you genuinely inspire me for stuff like this, because it's stuff that we've maybe been told, like we've been told it over and over again. I still make music now under the Dom Maple title, and it's like, it's advice you keep getting, and you sort of know, you're like, this feels like very old school advice. Like, I don't really see why you have to go about things in this certain way anymore. And it's refreshing to have like these younger people come up and actually speak out and
with a modern perspective.
No,
you not
don't
reading
have
off
to do
the
it
script.
that way.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody
totally.
like those people, they just talk of what they've known or what they've seen in their time. But like if like for example, if a label, like they'll talk of what they've seen, and if someone blows up on TikTok, they're gonna sign them tomorrow. They're not gonna give them no advice. It doesn't matter what the sound sounded like. Doesn't matter what they were doing before. They're gonna sign that same song that blew up, aren't they?
Yeah,
they want money.
It
doesn't.
It's all money.
Yeah.
And then even at that point, they'll get that TikTok star or whatever, and they'll still try and pigeonhole them with their fossil ideas, and then they'll fall off. So
exactly what they blew. But everyone always has a reason for why something blew up. Like, they always have their own reason. But sometimes it's just like people just liked it.
Yeah,
you can't always give
that's all it is. Yeah,
you can't always give a reason. Like the
don't overanalyze.
You know what I mean? It's just like
totally,
like it,
man.
man. Yeah.
I mean, it's something that I didn't even really plan to ask you this, but I think you've said this before on shows, but like a lot of people might assume that you're part of a label whenever you're still quite independent here.
Yeah,
it's like, is that something you think you would ever give way to? Is like joining a big record label, trying to go down that route, or do you think you would prefer to stay independent for as long as possible?
Look, I don't mind either way. Like, I don't see a label. I've been contacted by many labels. That's not something that's new to me. I've spoken to labels and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you do need that leverage. You do need that leverage. You do need that sort of factor of, okay, this is going well. We'll talk this. And I wouldn't mind a label. Some labels can be great. They can be great for marketing, for campaigns and stuff like that. The labels can be big. I don't put anybody off going with a label if it's on the right terms. You know what I mean? But independent for me, it's been fully creative, and it's been able for me to like express myself, and that's why I'm happy. I've been happy being independent. So yeah, I love being independent. I feel any artist that wants to be independent and stay independent, you should do that. And I've done it for so long, and I've survived off it. I make enough to to survive off it, and that's the main important thing. You know what I mean? Is being independent and making sure that you can provide for yourself and even for the team around you. Like, providing for your team is so important. especially if you are independent. Even though you're independent, you still have a team around you. You know what I mean? People always forget that. They always forget
Yeah.
that you have a team around you, even if you're independent. It doesn't just mean that. Like, I still have videographers that I would use. I still have photographer. I still have people like, people that I would work with for PR side. I still have a team. But just because a major label isn't backing it doesn't mean that I don't have a team. I just independent. You know what I mean? I don't have a major backing store. So yeah.
100%, man. No, and it's, I mean, you see the work that gets put in all the time. And it's something that I think we pretty much ask every artist whenever they come on here, just to get different perspectives and try and see where different artists are at. It's something, I think it's just something that's close to my heart as a question, a genuine question to people. And this is, how you can try and balance like 3 key elements in your life, and that's your social life, your potential 9 to 5 work life if you need to pay bills, and your music industry work life, because those are 3 separate things to me. They're not always 3 separate things to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, is it something where you feel you need to sacrifice a certain part of that? Like, you need to just do the music industry side of things. You need to just focus on that. You can't do it if you're doing these other things. You can't do it if you're working a 9 to 5 full-time job.
For me, it's a bit of balance, but at the same time, if you want something, you gotta work, man. You gotta work. Like, you can't just be a type of person where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I've got to work, so I don't have time for this. If you really want it enough, you're gonna make that time. You will make sure that that time is made for you to do that music. Like, personally, like, I don't do a 9 to 5. I do music full time, but I make music feels like a 9 to 5 to me. I work every day, like every single day. I'm making songs every single day. I'm doing something with music, like every day. It's more than a 9 to 5 because it's like I'll be up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Those are the things people don't see. You know what I mean? People don't see those things, and it's like I'd be doing a lot of stuff. I'd be working with my manager. We do a lot of stuff, and like my team around me, we'd be working all night trying to get a video done, because we do care about the art. We do care about how it's getting out and when it's going to be released and all this stuff. So those things are very, very important to me. It's just like balance. You should have balance. And also social life. I feel with social life, it's so important for your mental health, because you should be out. You should have time that you spend with family and stuff like that. Because I won't lie, it can get to the point where you're just not, you're so focused in on this goal that you want to achieve that nobody else matters. And I would say it's good to an extent to have some sort of a mindset like that, but not fully, because then you're shutting out a lot of things and you're missing by on life, chasing the thing just for success. But success is something that, you can literally burn yourself out just chasing success your whole life, and you get disappointed when those things aren't achieved. Sometimes it's just like, you just want to be able to at least say you tried it. And that's the thing, is putting in as much effort to actually try it and nearly make it happen than not try it at all. So I would say it's more about balance, just balancing all those things. So yeah.
Totally, man, you need to do like some sort of inspirational like
Side
festival
hustle.
or something where you give everyone advice, because
Yeah.
I just know that everything I'm
could do,
gonna
like,
ask you is just amazing,
talks or
like an
something.
amazing answer.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. I try.
It's
Try.
you always get me fired up. That's what, every time I hear you speak about something, you're so passionate and you work so damn hard. I get
Thanks,
fired
man.
up every single time. I really do.
I appreciate that, man.
It's all about the balance, remember, Stu? Balance.
It's all about the balance. You guys are gonna have to
Enjoy
remind me that. Yeah,
Enjoy
remind me this
yourself.
every week.
Go
Whenever
out
it's
a few
stressing.
times. Go out a few times. Chill out. I've seen you here. I've seen your Instagram. You're at Alibi on the weekend. I can't wait to go back there. I haven't been there in a while. But
You have to go. That's what I'm saying. I make balance for those things, but I like to party. I love a good party, man. I love house parties. I love the
I seen your Instagram a couple of weeks ago. Were you in a friggin' plane or a helicopter?
You
or
were in a
something?
plane?
yeah.
I
was
did
that a
see
plane?
that.
I was shooting a video for a
yeah?
song that I've been waiting to do with like my friend Hyphen. Hyphen's
Man,
a
I
very
just
rapper.
discovered Hyphen because of that video, and I'm
way.
in love. I'm in love with
so
this.
fire.
Like, there's no songs out from Hyphen yet, is there?
No,
Because I can't find them anywhere.
This would be like one of his first ones. Like, it's
Okay,
crazy,
I can't wait for this. I am so excited.
yeah. Hyphen, we lived together for like 3 years, or 2 years, in Derry. So I got living in Derry because I went to university there. I was kind of low key. I kind of just went to class when I could, type of thing. But I did go to uni. I did pass, luckily.
That's what matters.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, I did that, and yeah, so he's a great guy, and he's definitely gonna go very, very far, very, very far. I can see it.
Awesome,
I really
man.
see him going far, man.
I think I seen stuff on his Instagram, and I was just like, shit. I kind of love this. Like,
Once
I don't
it
know,
comes
man.
out, it's gonna be different, man.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is. It felt like another like piece of the puzzle here, and I'm just like, this is all getting real. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Man, so excited. So you're in a plane for this music video then?
A helicopter. Yeah.
Helicopter?
We got loads of things. There's a lot of stuff in this video. This one's probably a bit mad.
Is this the same one with all the like school uniforms and stuff? Because I think I seen some of that going down. I follow.
Yeah. That's the full video. Yeah. It's all the same video. It's gonna be nuts.
Excited. Very excited. I know you can't be with us too long, Jordan, but the thing that we obviously want to talk to you a little bit about is the Northern Irish Music Prize. It's coming up. It's next Wednesday, man, and you're up nominated for Best Single with Woke Up.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man? Excited?
I'm happy to be in there. You know, it's a blessing to be in there because my music journey has come a long way. So I'm happy just to be there. You know, whether I win or not, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just it's an achievement in itself, just being there and making sure my name is there as representing, and that's my style of music is there. What we're creating. I have a full band, and the band, we put a lot of work into get stuff to the level at where it needs to be at. So I'm happy we're there. So I can't wait to go. Can't wait to see actually Amy Montgomery live. I really, really like her music. She's really fun. She's really good. I've seen her live once. Awesome. Crazy energy. That's my type of thing. Yeah.
We've started calling her My Montgomery because the last issue of Dig With It misprinted her name. So she's now My Montgomery, and we think that's a very cool band name that she might take up at some point. I don't really know. Yeah, I think it would be awesome. Yeah. So you see, with Woke Up just as a single, did you whenever you brought that one out, did you think it would take off to the extent that it did? Because it seems to be one of your most listened to songs. It's up there for best single, but it also you say you genre meld so much, Jordan. There's so many songs, they're so different, but this one stretched away and almost went into some sort of pop punk territory a little bit.
Literally.
And it's is this the one you seen shooting up so much and being best single?
Travis Barker to come along and try and recruit him for his pop punk super.
We've already agreed that there's a fake Travis Barker in the music video anyway.
Did you not find our Travis Barker? We found one in the
I've been saying that every time we talk about that video. I'm just should it fake Travis Barker in the background?
That was literally the whole idea of it. I remember Carl Quinn, the guy or the director of the video, with Shannon. I remember he was just I was I need someone that looks like Travis Barker, and he was just okay. He was like William doesn't actually look like him, right? So we were just he was wearing a jacket, I think. We're nah, take the jacket off. We need to see your tattoos. And then because he's ginger, I think he's ginger underneath or blonde. I can't remember. It's kind of ginger. So we're just we can't have that show. We need a beanie. So he had a beanie, and then we're just put some sunglasses on. He put some sunglasses. We're just that's it.
There he is.
That is Travis. So we used that, and I remember doing that. We're just this is it. And then I remember shooting the video, and it was I think it was during the end of lockdown, kind of the first lockdown.
Sure.
And the police came. I remember the police came, and they were just standing there, and they listened to me performing the song, when we were doing it, shooting the video, and they were just we like it, and they just left. So we're happy with that. We thought they were going to shoot it down because it was COVID sort of regulations at the time and TV thing. So we were doing all that, and now I'm just happy it got out. But I kind of had an idea of what it was going to do, but at the time there wasn't much sort of pop punk. But I remember seeing, I think it was I can't remember. I seen MGK came out with a sort of a pop punk track.
Tickets to My Downfall, the
Downfall.
record that dropped out. Yeah.
It was. I think it was just the singles at the time, and I remember seeing that. So I was like, I've got mine in the back. So I had Woke Up for a long time, for a while. Like the start of lockdown is when I actually recorded it fully. When I recorded it, it was just like I showed it to my manager and stuff like that, and we were just like, add a rap. I was like, I'm gonna add a rap to it, and then we ended up adding a rap to the end of it. I was just like, yeah, this is new, and it wasn't like pop punk. It was like post punk, so it was like kind of like it had that sort of older vibe, 80s sort of vibe to it. So I was like, okay, I want to make something completely unique with this. And when I put it together, and then we finally put it out, I was like, let's see how people react. I didn't know how people would react, to be honest. I had a bit of an idea, is like maybe people be like, oh, this is different, but I didn't expect that. Even on TikTok, like it went again on TikTok, like even a year after, like people are still playing it. It like gets like thousands of streams again. I like definitely put it like maybe next year. I'll probably definitely hit 1 million very soon, because like even Bring Me the Horizon, like Ollie, he loves the track as well. He was commenting on TikTok and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, there we go.
That's so cool, dude. I remember like scrolling through TikTok and seeing it used on someone's video, and I was just like,
oh really?
Awesome. Like this is so cool. We're getting there. Like it's blowing up already, but it's gonna get bigger. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger. It's one of those ones where you always want to talk to these people that like release a song like that, and you're sort of like, any idea that it was gonna be so like this was gonna be one of the songs that just like takes over a little bit, and nobody ever knows. Nobody's ever prepared for that song to be the one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I'm happy it's there, and I'm just happy about the message as well that I put in the song, because it was so important at the time. So yeah, I'm just happy that song got out. Yeah,
100%, man. It was very relevant. It's relevant 100% of the time, to be honest, but I think with everything that the pandemic times brought, like it was a good message at the time, definitely. And I don't really see how anybody who watches our show wouldn't have heard the song yet, but I mean, you gotta go and listen to it. You gotta go and listen to it. You gotta jump on there now. Although I feel like the one thing that music video was missing was the police shutting it all down. Like you were so close.
You should have got
then the song was too good. That was the problem. The song was so good. They're like, no, it's cool.
Yeah, they were great about it. They were just like, yeah, I like it, and they just left. I was like, cheers.
He should have just like asked them on the side and be like, here, will you pretend that you hear?
Do you want
an
acting job?
I should have,
like completely shut us down, because we're kind of going for like a punk thing here.
literally.
Have us all arrested at the end. That would be awesome. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm psyched. I have no shame in saying it. Like, I mean, I think all three of us are in agreement whenever we went through the whole eligible stage of NI Music Prize. By the way, I got a stinger for that.
Oh, really?
We use the eligible stinger. Every time we do eligible, you gotta go. But we're through that, and we got the short list, and I think we're all in agreement that what we really want is to see your single get best single. I mean, I'm okay saying that. I don't know if these other guys are. I don't want to rope them in here, but
100%, man. My
no pressure
is in there. No, we were talking about it. Like, I mean, you've been there. You performed at the NI Music Prize, which we'll ask you how that was in a little second. But you performed at the NI Music Prize. You've been nominated for a couple of different things for, I think, maybe this year and the last 2 years. I think maybe like live act and stuff as well. It's like you're always there and about. And to me, if this is like, if this is not the year, somebody is missing something in the bigger picture. Like, I mean, Jordan is the future of NI music for me personally. Like, know what I mean? So it's like he's in the conversation constantly and has been for the last couple of years. It's like, it needs to happen soon. Definitely for me personally, anyways.
I feel like this is this awkward thing where somebody has to sit there and take compliments. But if Jordan doesn't get best single, we riot and I flip this table live on stream. Because we'll probably be.
He said it himself on the. Hold on, I'm pulling this out of my ass here. He said it himself on the Hotbox freestyle that he done a few years ago about he's probably done the most, like the influence he has on the scene. It's like you can see it. That hotbox was great as well. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I said a lot in that one.
You did. I didn't want to say the rest of it, but yeah, you did. You done some talking there.
Yeah, literally, yeah. I was trying to make a statement.
Say, man, day one's on this show. Day one, so
I appreciate it, man. I can't wait to bring up more rap stuff.
we're
I say something.
Do you know? I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
glad.
I mean,
you said. I'm glad you said what you said about the album, because I was gonna ask, are all these singles that you're doing for a reason? And obviously, before you told us the reason, so I'm actually glad to hear that. Like, because literally, that album could be, you could do like a type of, what was it, Scorpion type deal, where you could have half an album of one thing and half another.
You
It's
know,
like,
that's what I'm going
there
for.
you go.
Yeah, you got it. Like, that's exactly what I'm going for. Yeah.
oh,
great,
amazing.
Yeah.
Mike, you wanted did you want to ask about NI Music? I'll let you take. I talk too much on this thing, so.
No, it's okay. I don't have the notes in the same order in front of me as you. What question were you?
Oh no, just you said before you wanted to ask about performing at NI Music Prize.
Oh yeah. No, I was just gonna ask, like, yeah, basically, like, what was that like? How was that
2019, right? 2019, I think.
That was a weird. I was so excited, but like, it was definitely, you know, I don't know what people are gonna react, you know, but there's one thing I always tell in my head anytime I perform. It's like, I've always learned. Like, when I started, I performed in people. I've learned to perform to people that have never heard me before. So I learned how to perform that way. Instead of, some artists blow up, right? And they're so used to people knowing their songs. And then whenever they perform and people don't know their songs, they're very shocked and they can't perform. You can see it, they can't perform. So I've learned that way to perform when people haven't gonna hear me for the first time, and how to make a wow factor and a shock. And that's why I always bring a band into it. And our band, we rehearse and we have to get things right. And that's that. And that's one thing that we really, really try to master. So performing at that was great because, you know, like, I knew the people that were watching at the time, so I knew what impact I had to make, and I wanted to make a statement. And that's why even with the visuals, I take a lot of effort into like visuals on the screen, like what I'm wearing, everything. I always have to make a statement when I'm performing, and that one was just like a statement to me. It's just like, I'm here, you know, like I'm here to trying to make a stamp type of thing. That's why that experience was crazy, and you know, the crowd reaction was amazing. You know, seeing people get it. Like, I was hearing people, like the guys that are into like Bon Jovi, and they were telling me that after it, coming to me at the back wait, and it's like, that is crazy. Like, I heard a bit of Led Zeppelin. I was just like, how are you hearing that? But the fact you can hear it, I'm happy. Fair play.
All right.
And that stuff like that.
That's a funny thing. Sometimes people hear what they want to hear, but like, exactly. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like, yeah,
cool, take it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. It's just like, they're just like, I'm not into rap, but like, I don't even know if that is rap, you know, like, they just said I like it, and that's what I'm trying to give, is just the energy. It's the energy. If I treat it like it's the best thing in the world, that energy is going to rub off onto someone else, you know, and they're going to be like, you know, I like this guy's energy, or I like what he's doing on the stage. It's going to make you want to party, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to give. I'm trying to give that party vibe. It's just like, I'm having fun on the stage, so you might as well join me. So yeah, that's what I try to do. Yeah.
Amazing, man. Am I right in thinking that Gary Lightbody had a bit of a comment for you after your show as well?
Literally, he actually he loved it. He was like, yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it, because it was just such a strange thing. Then a few weeks after, I think I released a Flintstone, and he put it on his story. And he was like, this is the best song. I was like, what? I was like, out of all my songs, like, Woke Up was already out at the time, I think. Yeah. No, it wasn't out yet. He didn't pick it. It was Flintstone. And he's just like, he loves, I don't know, my manager thinks he loves the dynamics of the song. Like, there's a bit I'm fully screaming. I'm just like, he likes this? I was like, thanks, man. You know, I appreciate it. That's a blessing coming from, you know, someone that's a legend, you know? That really, really means a lot to me, you know? So, yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you'll probably know yourself anyway if you once you get involved in production and things like that. You find this weird, like, oh, I really like this song because of this absolutely bizarre reason, and it's usually something so strange. It's like you just start diving way too deep. Like, part of my favorite thing about Superstition by Stevie Wonder is squeaky hi-hat. And it shouldn't be a good thing, but all you can hear is the hi-hat pedals squeaking the whole way through the song, and it's a reminder that Stevie Wonder played drums. And you're like,
so bad.
You're just like that. That's so weird. But that little squeaky pedal makes me think every time. Yeah, Stevie Wonder played drums on his songs, and that's insane. That's why like Music of My Mind is one of my favorite albums of all time, because he like played pretty much everything. I think bar guitar really was the only thing he didn't play on that record. Yeah. And I'm like, man, there is no boundaries with that guy. Like, so insane.
Here, see, with everything that you've been doing since pretty much 2017, 2018, have you taken any time to like stop and reflect, or you just literally in just go mode?
I would say around 2019, I stopped and reflected quite a bit, you know. Just on to make sure I was on the right path, because I was you know, you get influenced, you know. I'll get influenced about a lot of the stuff, and I was going through a weird time because I was like, I think I was 18 at the time or 19. And you know, it's just like I was just developing as a person as well. So 2019, I definitely took a time. I was focusing a lot on fashion. I was doing a lot of modeling stuff and campaigns back then. So I kind of took, I think I only released like one song in 2019 or two songs. So I think that was time to reflect. And that's why 2020, I just hit so many singles, because I was just like, this is I need to go for it now. Like, this is the time I'm going to go for it fully. But now I'm fully aware of where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how I'm going to do it. So now it's just timing. Like, everything is timing. That's one thing that's a big part of myself. It's just like, I know what I'm doing. I know what people need to see of me, and I know what I've got in my catalog that is like, how can I have so many creative things to come out of it? Like, I know when people hear a lot of this stuff, they're going to be like, oh, wow. And the stuff I've had for about a year or 2 years sometimes. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you think once the music,
this fire me up.
Yeah, that's the way, man.
do you think you know, obviously you're concentrated on the music and stuff now, but do you think you'll go back into the fashion maybe, or yeah?
100%. I'm still doing it now. I still do campaigns, like I did a eBay campaign for like being a sneakerhead and stuff like that. So stuff like that, I'm still doing. I'll still always be doing that, but I feel like probably later on I'll definitely try and. I really want to make I've got clothing line idea. I've got the concept. I've had the concept for about 3 years. It's just bringing it to life, and it's getting the time to do it. But I think firstly I'll bring out merchandise. And like, the reason I've taken so long with merchandise and stuff like that is because I don't want to deliver a hoodie with my name on it. That's cringe. Yeah. To me, that's just cringe. Like, I just feel that's so unoriginal. Like, I actually want to make the hoodie something like the actual design of the hoodie. I'm thinking about the design, the way it's going to be, like very, very.
It represents your brand. And
my brand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it just to be like Jordan Adetunji
like a print service or something.
A picture of my face.
Yeah.
That's why I've taken so long with like merchandise and like clothing line and stuff like that. It's because I need it to be perfect. So, yeah.
Favorite shoe?
Jordan.
Favorite sneaker? Nice.
Jordan 4s. Yeah. Jordan 4s, man. Yeah.
What are you wearing, Andy? What are you wearing right now?
I'm the Air Max 90s or something. They're really comfy.
Nice. Oh, they're very comfy.
They're just so comfortable.
Oh, you're wearing Jordans, aren't you?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
I got Jordans.
Yeah, love it.
You got to. Toronto Raptors colors, gray and red, dude.
Just about to say that.
You got to represent. Although I don't really know what I am today. I got Raptor colored sneakers.
He doesn't know where he's from.
I got a Lakers hoodie. I got a Blue Jays cap. I'm like all different sports, different locations. I don't know what I'm doing here. You got to represent all corners of the world. You know, I'm a man of the people.
Yourself.
Yeah, I'm a man of the people. I just took my Jordan off, and now I gotta get
I've just got like some random questions, if you don't mind. Do you remember your first gig and what it was like?
Oh yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I did like a first proper gig. My first, you know what? I used to do these mini like raps in church, like on a Sunday. I used to do those. But nice. Like my first proper gig is what was it? Yeah, okay. I did like there was this thing called like a One Love Festival we did in like 2014, I think, something like that. I think I was like 15, and that I made like one tiny song, a rap that I did a time ago. But that was the first time. I was kind of nervous, but I was so happy to get it done, you know. And I developed, like, I used to go to even Dublin. I used to do a lot of shows in Dublin, like mini ones, just trying to get my name in Dublin and get more known down there. And even there, I was just like, I was picking up loads of tricks along the way. like if you see me live, like people wonder why I've got so much energy, why I'm so crazy, or how I get crowd, like I interact with a crowd and stuff like that. It's because I've learned over the years, like through those small times, it's just like I'm learning how to perform when people haven't heard me before. Like going back to that, it's just like that's why I think I've improved a lot. And but my first gig, I was just so nervous, you know what I mean? And I was rapping, and you know, it was just like this. Type of
Just like not moving, just
yeah, stuff like that. But you know, now I'm there now. I'm getting
That's
there.
very relatable. I feel like that's most people's experience of like their first gig. Is like
Why am I sort of
even guitar-based bands? It's like
Yeah,
you sit there and you play the guitar, looking down, and like hoping nobody will see you on stage.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Why sort of in my imagination is it like Jordan in church being like, "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?" And it's just like, "Oh dear."
Oh,
This
do you know what I
isn't-
used to do? I used to get like, you know, like Kendrick songs, like, and I used to put my own lyrics in the same flow with Christian lyrics. Like,
Yeah, with Christian lyrics instead. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
used to
gotta
do
replace that.
I used to do that, man.
You
I
could
think-
have
I
just
think
waited
I
a
was
few
watching
years
this-
and waited for Kanye songs.
I think I was watching this interview the other day where you were saying you like done these Facebook covers and stuff as well.
That's a big part. I can't believe I haven't mentioned that. But like, so when I first started to rap, like putting it out there on social media and Facebook on my friends, a few of my friends knew I rapped. A few of them. I had one friend, Curtis Campbell. He probably heard this already, but I used to send him like mini raps. He's like, you're good. You should actually do them properly. I was just like, okay. So I did like Facebook raps, we small ones. People liked them. People were like, yeah, these are cool. And then I was just like, you know what? That's when my creative brain kicked in. I was like, no, people are I'm gonna make sure I'm, because those were the days when people were Facebook famous, like you know, like the 2015 or whatever. Facebook. I was like, I need to be one of these guys. So I was like, yeah, okay. What am I gonna do to? So I started doing like I think I did like a Justin Bieber "Sorry." I think that was 2015 when that came out.
Nice.
So I did like a remix to it, and that went really well. People were like, "Yo, I really like this." I was like, "Okay, I'm onto something." And I think it got like maybe 50,000 views there back in the days on Facebook, and I was gassed about that. So I was like, "Okay, I need to follow up." So then I think I did like another popular song at the time. I can't remember. I think it was "Work" by Rihanna. Rihanna and Drake. I think I did like a rap remix.
Work.
Yeah, because that was a time when rap remixings were really popular. So I had a camera from school that I used. I just used to edit them on iMovie. So I did those. Then I had this one, and this is the one that went viral. This got like over 100,000 views on Facebook. It's on private, but it's still there. I always go back to watch it and laugh at myself because there's a bit where I come up like I didn't know how to cut the start of a video. I don't know why, but then you can just see me like levitating, like trying to get to the microphone. It's so embarrassing, man. Oh goodness. And I was just like,
the best.
I was just like, what do people like over here? Okay, people like EDM music. EDM music is a big factor over here. How am I gonna tap into that audience? Great. Bootlegs were a thing at the time. I was like, okay, let's do this. Got them. I found the bootleg and I ripped it off YouTube. I was like, yeah, let's go. So I was just like, trying to bootleg. I was like, I'm gonna rap over this. I rapped over it and I was just literally saying the maddest stuff. Like I was like, mad. I was like, I did like a really fast flow up to the drop, and then the drop just started hitting, and I was just rapping over it. I tell you, when I said this thing was everywhere on Facebook for a long time in Belfast, it was a thing in Belfast. I just remember laughing. I was just like, everybody, like when I went into school the next day, I felt like a king. I felt like I went to the boys' school, and there was a girls' school in the front. I walked past. I was just like, people know me yet? Like I was just like, I'm sure everyone's gonna start asking for autographs. I was just waiting for it, like, but it didn't happen. But in school, I felt like a king. Everyone was like, "Oh, that rap you did yesterday was sick." I was just like, "Nice, man," you know.
Nice.
That's
I know,
the slightly more unknown era. That'll
yeah,
be whenever you absolutely
All
blown
the
up.
smicks. I had so many smicks in my DMs. And like I still get them to some still remember. It's just like, mate, why'd you take that there? And you know, I was just like, look, man. I was just like, oh, I'll send it to you sometime. Someone's just like, man, that was the best thing you ever done. You should go back that stuff. I was just like,
That's the worst.
I was like,
dude.
oh, mate. So that's what
like-
I brought out. Wasting time. And a few people were just like, this reminds me of old Jordan. So I was just like, oh, so you know. So
I
This would
usually
be
see
like
that in the
whenever he's like
comments,
really
yeah.
famous and like he releases the old demo tips. It's all gonna be like
It's all like EDM intellectually. Me rapping over them. They did really well. I'm so surprised. Like, I'm sure there's some somewhere hidden. But yeah,
Nice.
Man, that is the key to everyone's heart in this country is EDM and Garth Brooks. That's the two things
Literally.
that everyone seems to naturally love in Northern Ireland. I don't know why,
yeah.
but it's just a thing.
Oh,
It's like, so, I mean, if you ever want to rap over Garth Brooks, I think that's another potential avenue to go down.
That's a good try. I would definitely do that.
Whatever. I just think again. I've just got top 5 artists of all time.
Oh, jeez. I like so much.
Are we doing
music.
top 5 artists or top 5 MCs? Are we doing
Artists,
top 5
yeah.
MCs?
Artists,
It
not
feels
MCs,
like top
just
5
artists in
MCs.
general. No, just artists. in
Ah,
general.
damn, Andy.
My top favorite.
so
my
broad.
my
Yeah,
favorite
just
artist-
yours.
Okay, my biggest inspirations. It's gonna be weird, like. So for me,
Listen, I have Method Man in my top 5, so
Okay,
you
fair
work,
enough.
yeah, we work away.
you'd be so confusing in your mind. So, okay. So mine's I've got Drake. Drake is always going to be in my top because there was a period when I listened to I think it was So Far So Gone. That album was just different to me. So he's always going to be in there.
Represent.
It sounds weird, right? But he's one of my favorite artists, Dappy. Dappy is
yes.
yeah. Dappy is he
sure.
is literally a musical genius. Like people sleep on him. They should go and look at his discography. Sorry, and if they listen to half of his music, you will actually see how talented this guy is. Like he's definitely there for me. Who else? Artists. Justin Bieber. Don't laugh, yeah. Justin
We've
Bieber.
gone full circle
Here,
here. Do you know he's just released Tim Biebs?
I heard that somewhere. I can't remember.
I heard.
where.
I don't know where we heard that, but somewhere announced that he released Tim Biebs.
Well, Justin Bieber. I've literally got a vinyl of Journals, his album Journals. That's one of my favorite albums of like all time. And I know it sounds crazy, but like he's just amazing. Who else? Big inspiration to me, obviously, from a youngin', you know, it's like Michael Jackson. I have to add one more, and it's Jimi Hendrix. Like Jimi Hendrix, big inspiration to me. Big inspiration, you know, that sort of rock star lifestyle type of thing. That's one thing I'm really into.
I thought we were going down like a pretty good track record there. That we were getting Drake from Toronto, we were getting Justin Bieber from Canada. I thought maybe me at the end. You know, potentially we never know. Also, Don Maple, also from Toronto. You clearly have an affinity for Canada, so
Literally, I wish I could have had The Weeknd too. Like The Weeknd's one
Yes.
of my
also Canadian.
yeah. Let's see.
Man, I have that going for me at least.
Yeah,
I love that.
100%.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've literally got 4 more things.
No,
go ahead,
Andy,
man.
you go. You're asking the questions that I had
Sorry.
written down on the side, which was I wanted to ask what his favorite sneaker was, but you had it somehow.
Yeah.
We had great minds.
This one's a bit off the. If you could attend any gig in history, what and when would it be?
Ooh. Oh, the DMX one.
At Woodstock?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
What's the really big? I think it was in Brazil. Was it? I think it was in Brazil. He had a really massive one.
He was wearing the red tank, the
Yeah.
red dungarees.
The
That was
dungarees.
Woodstock.
Woodstock,
That was
oh, the
Woodstock
one.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
That-
I would love to go to. I would have loved to be in that crowd. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy. What else?
Talking about energy, that guy, energy on stage.
Literally.
You could literally take a blueprint of him.
Oh,
Just
for sure.
That's
For sure.
the vibe that you need. Artist you would like to work with currently.
Currently, I'd love to work with Coffee. There's another artist I'd love to work with. Is called Ronnie Radke. He's like he's a legend. Like he was in a band called Escape the Fate. Like his vocals are crazy. Who else?
I like it. I love Escape the Fate.
Yeah, they're fire. Like,
That's yeah.
who else? Another artist I'd love to work with. Everyone wants to work with Drake, so obviously I would want to work with Drake.
Obviously.
um,
Stay at his house for a couple of nights, played some basketball.
Who else? Post Malone.
Yeah.
Post Malone. Yeah, for sure. Post Malone, definitely.
That's somebody that can meld genres and still sound the same somehow.
Dude,
Literally.
they've just replaced him because obviously, unfortunately, the whole Travis Scott thing at Astroworld, but some other gigs have some other
Put Post,
festivals
yeah.
have put
Yeah.
Post Malone in because
I love Post, man. Love
Yeah.
him. I've seen him live once, and he was insane. Like I get a lot of inspiration from Post. Even his vocal styles, I get a lot of inspiration from Post Malone. So yeah, he's fire.
Are you thinking about vibratoing your vocal on every single line?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like a machine
The
gun.
sheep noise. I think it's a sheep noise. I call it the sheep noise. Anytime I hear him do that, I'm like, that is so fire.
I just told somebody that the other day, which I feel like whenever, you know, I don't like saying people that you know, don't know I'm talking about them live in the podcast, but it's apparently somebody that knows of you. I'll tell you after we end the broadcast, but I was talking to him about Post Malone being a machine gun, and he thought this was hilarious. I need to say to you after, I don't want to forget that, but apparently he knows of you.
Oh, okay.
From back in the day, dude.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to hear that.
And just on top of the back of that,
I'll say to you after. Anyways,
just on the back of that artist thing, because I'm obviously, I only moved here 2008. It was actually Mike that introduced yourself and Leo Miyagi to me. So
Fire.
my local Northern Ireland music knowledge is only coming up now, doing this. So is there any like artists that I'm sleeping on that I should pay attention to locally?
great
Yeah,
question.
there's a very, very talented guy called Krim. I think you guys should check him out. Definitely check Krim out, man. Krim is dope. His streams are going up crazy. He's 18. He's very, very good. So I think people should definitely go and check him out. He does sort of alternative, sort of emo, sort of punky sort of stuff, but he's very talented. And I feel people should definitely shine more light on that on him. You know, he'll definitely come out very soon. He's getting the numbers are going up. He's getting the numbers. So yeah, Krim definitely.
Yeah, man, I'll check them out. I mean, like, because the stuff I find through just like following your TikTok or Instagram or whatever is just unreal. Like, Hyphen, the minute I found that, I was just like desperate to try and find some Hyphen somewhere.
Hyphen is next.
I'm-
He's next, man. He's definitely
It was
next.
so good. It somehow is like Northern Irish grime that I'm obsessed with now, and I'm just like, it was very. Oh, I don't know. It was so good though. I absolutely loved it.
I mean, that's the thing about just following people on social media, because the likes of 49 Bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
49.
yeah,
49.
like what was it? Portuguese Gorilla. Fuck. Jasper Mafia, just all them ones that you just follow, and it's like, man, this is crazy that I've come from a place there was no music scene, come over and go, right, this is the genre I've loved and grown up with, and that's like here, but it's got its own flavor. And it's like,
Literally.
yeah,
It's
so
coming
just
up
building
now.
up the follow. And
Just
current favorite show or movie?
Comment favorite. Oh,
wow, that's out there.
I watch a lot of anime. But,
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to say, but I didn't
I
want
watch a lot of anime. So, my favorite, but if we're just talking normal shows, everyone loves Squid Game, but I watched Squid Game ages ago.
It was incredible. Yeah. That's here. I was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago trying to tell these guys, oh, I watched it before it got big.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I say to everyone I meet, that's like I watched it time ago. Like, so.
I liked it before it was cool.
Yeah. No,
I watched it when it was Battle Royale, so yeah.
I feel like they're gonna delay it now because like everybody's jumped on it, so they're gonna make a big hype. And I'm like, no, I was enjoying that. Ugh.
What do you
Yeah,
call-
that's
there was
what-
there was another
really-
one that was on Netflix that was very similar concept.
Alice in Borderlands.
Alice
Did
in
you watch
Borderlands,
that?
yeah.
Watched that ages ago.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good as well.
It kind of cracked me up whenever it was like a big announcement to be like a Squid Game creator says that there will be a season 2. It's like, yeah, no duh.
Yeah, no
Like, I
duh.
mean, obviously, obviously, it's like not only is the ending set up for a sequel, but money,
Yeah, exactly.
money.
But hopefully, but no, I want there to be a sequel because the other headline from that was like that guy didn't really get paid. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't really get that much.
Man, he had that
more
thing for,
because
like,
it was
A
successful.
decade, over a decade.
Yeah, and
Like,
and
he
couldn't
had it
pitch
for
to
so
them. They
long.
wouldn't take it. Yeah,
They wouldn't take it. The story I heard at one point, although like so much is hearsay, but apparently got so broke at one point that the laptop that he actually had written the script for Squid Game on, he had to sell that to like make some money to get by because nobody was taking it. And it's like, it's so nuts to think you go from that like maybe like 10 years ago to you know, the most successful show Netflix has ever seen.
So I love shows like that make you think. Have you guys ever watched Platform?
I've
actually
seen
haven't,
that one
no.
on Netflix. I haven't actually. It's like
You need
on my
to watch
watch
it.
list. It's
You
good.
need to watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good. It's gonna make you think. It'll mess up your head, but it's very good.
Platform, is this on Netflix? Platform's on
Yeah.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm watching it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Right.
for a new show.
So on that, on the back of that anime thing, I've watched Death Note. I've watched like all the Hunter x Hunter, all them ones. Can you recommend me one that's just?
It's kind of messed up, but it's good. It's called Devilman Crybaby.
Okay.
You should give it a watch. It is
Alright.
kind of messed up. That the animation's a bit weird, but you will like it. Like that's good. What else is good? Full Metal Alchemist is really good. Really.
Yes,
really good.
that's actually on my list as well.
That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite. Like the storyline is so good. But yeah, those are probably the two I definitely recommend.
Sweet.
Right, I'm gonna have to try these because Andy, you've tried to get me into anime before, and I just can't.
I know.
don't know. I
thing is,
can't seem to
I'm-
last. I don't know. It doesn't happen. I watch all the big ones, and I'm just like, I don't know. For some reason, I can't get with it. And I'm a friggin' nerd for stuff like this, like comic book nerd since I was like no age. And it's like anime seems like the next best step. Like,
Yeah.
I love all the the Zelda games. It's a weird obsession of mine. If you can watch on YouTube, you see I've got a big Link statue in the background. My wedding was
Oh,
Zelda
yeah.
themed. I have a wedding ring that has like Zelda stuff on it, and that's kind of like manga anime type deal, even though it's a video game. For some reason, other than Studio Gilby, just can't seem to get with the anime. I don't know why. So somebody's got to like
There's
get me
also,
onto that train.
There's I think it's called Yusuke on Netflix. Lakeitha Stanfield is like the main character in it too. I've watched a couple episodes of it as well. Wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Watch that. I have to
Right.
watch that.
Everybody's got to like hit me with these.
Everyone's got a thing.
Anime
And you have to watch.
recommendations
Everybody
in
gets
the
to send me
comments.
shit.
now.
Yeah.
And you have to watch. You have to watch the Harder They Fall as well. Just talking
Yeah.
about Lakeith Stanfield. That's a
Yeah,
good show.
hit-
Did you watch
hit
the
us-
UFC
hit
on?
us in
Did
the
you watch the
comments.
UFC on the weekend by
Yeah.
any chance?
Yep. What's the full?
Your boy.
Like I remember there was a time I'm obsessed with UFC like that. I think I was in the club. I think it was in Broken Shaker, and one of my friends was literally he had it on, and we just started watching it. Like people just like a few friends just started crowding around in the middle of Broken Shaker, just watching UFC. Like, and I was just like, I can't remember what fight that was. I think it was the Vittori one. I think it was the Vittori one.
Mhm.
That fight was very, very weird. But
Yeah.
the one on the weekend was good. I knew Usman was gonna win, but
Yeah.
you see, to be honest, Covington is a good fighter.
Isn't it?
He's an actual beast. Like I respected him so much after watching that fight even more
Yeah.
because he's a beast. He's a
Just
monster.
His character, his persona he puts on, kind of.
Of course,
like-
that ruins it, but
It does.
it's all an act, man.
Yeah,
He's good. Fighter.
Yeah, guys, Jake Paul. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't watch UFC. I don't know. I remember him whenever he was just an annoying YouTuber, and apparently he's a sportsman. I don't know what's going on.
Oh dear. Nah, dude, I could literally talk to you about stuff all day, but now you have to go, so
Yeah.
I'll hand it over.
We will we'll wrap it up. Usually we do a thing called shoutout segment,
Yeah.
where we'll play the stinger anyway, but we got nothing to shout out. So NI Music Prizes next week. Jordan Adetunji up for best single. Woke Up. You know what it is, man. We want him to win, and it's not just cause he's here.
Just manifest that shit. What do you mean up for? Next
No,
week?
Jordan has won
He's
best
taken
single.
home. Yeah,
he is
it's
taken
already
home.
happened.
Woke Up best single NI Music Prize.
We've awarded it to him. We have the authority to do so.
So Mike and I discussed before anybody else came on the show tonight. We were on the stream earlier, and we decided that if we just said enough times on this show that people would be crazy if they didn't give Jordan best single at the NI Music Prize, that it would just happen. So yeah, you
Manifest
would
your dreams, man.
literally you would be insane if you didn't give that prestigious award to this man at this point, because
Thanks, man.
I really love everybody that's on this thing, like genuinely. I love all the albums that are up for best album. My
Same.
top pick of that is New Pagans. I mean, it's something that resonates with me, I think, just quite a lot, and it's something that I want to see win Best Album. I don't know if it will, but it's up there, and Best Single to me is it's just you, man. It's just
Nice,
you
man.
with Woke Up. We've been talking about it since day one, and until I got rubbed off that eligible list, until I got rubbed off the long list, for a long time it was me
You're
that I
gonna be
wanted
there
to win.
next. You'll be there next.
Piss off. No, I won't.
You
I don't
never
work
know.
hard enough. Not near as hard as you. Like, I work hard on this show, but not near as hard on my music. Like, I take a lot of time in between stuff, so
Yeah.
I do too much, I think, with this and work and you're raising a child. There's too much.
Child too, yeah.
But we want to see we want to see Jordan win. I'm really excited for it. We'll weirdly be doing a show probably about the same time that NI Music Prize is happening. So tune in for that, and maybe we'll do some like live coverage if we can.
Live reaction.
We'll try our best.
Dope,
Live
I'm down for it.
reactions. I actually can't remember if I think I asked you this a couple of weeks ago, Mike. Is there any live stream element to this year's NI Music Prize, or have they cut it all together? There is. Ah, damn!
No.
They're gonna take all of our viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hold on. I have it here somewhere. Main event starts at 7:30 sharp, and there is. It did say somewhere about it being streamed.
I'm gonna assume that. It
Yeah.
probably is.
Center's YouTube channel. It's gonna be on.
There you go.
It's gonna be
Okay.
streamed live again.
Well, you know what? Probably don't go to that, despite them helping us set this up tonight. But don't go to them. Come to us on Wednesday. If you're not gonna attend the show in person, come to us, and we will give you live coverage because we'll be watching the OEM Music Center YouTube channel. It makes no sense, but
Yeah.
do that anyways.
Exciting.
I really want New Pecans for Best Album. I want Jordan for Best Single. It's my prediction. I'm manifesting it right now. Everybody on board with those picks? Yeah. Can we just say that as a collective right now?
It's done. It's done.
Thanks, man.
It's done. It's done.
done.
We've put it in.
Yeah.
Jordan, also, do you have any shows coming up in the near future that you want to shout out here? Anything coming up?
I'm definitely working on a really cool project, probably in around December time. I don't really know if I probably can't say anything about that one for now. But in February, I'm going to Africa, so I'm going to be performing in Zanzibar in Tanzania. So
Nice,
that's going to be an exciting experience. Yeah, a festival
That's
there.
awesome.
Then hopefully next year I'm going to have some great shows. I'm doing a show in Dublin also on the 10th, I think, if that's still happening. I'm doing that in Dublin in I think Olympia Theatre. So I'll be doing that. And then
Awesome.
next year I'm going to try and probably do another Belfast show. Definitely, 100%. Definitely try and do one next year. Yeah.
Man, I would love to be at that because to date, unfortunately, I have seen you one time, and that's it.
Really?
And there
When was
was like there was
That was
flares.
V&U, right?
We
went to
Yeah,
Culture
we've
Night
seen
in
them together.
There's a whole
2000.
thing. There's a whole thing with the
18,
flares.
It was
Yeah.
Culture Night.
I find out
There is a whole
I find
thing
out
with the
today
flares,
there's a
but there was
reason why the
flares
flares
there.
don't happen anymore.
Yeah. Oh, did you find out why?
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
got-
I heard.
got told
I
off.
seen this in a podcast as well. You got
I'm
told off
how
for flares.
unfun
Yeah.
was that guy?
He-
It's
he
like,
was
is that the
shout-
only reason you can't use flares
shouting
anymore?
at me for a second. Like he literally screamed in my face, like, "That's a health hazard." I was just like,
Yeah.
"All right, mate, all right." I was like, "All right." So I don't do
Dude,
them anymore.
bring them back. Screw
I'm
that guy.
definitely bringing them back.
Jordan, I gotta be honest right now. I wish I was cooler than I was, but I mean, if I was running that gig, I would totally be that guy. I would be like, you know what?
You'd
That
be
was
so
such a
worried,
health
yeah.
and safety hazard. I wasn't okay with that. It's like, don't you bring these explosives? We're living in Northern Ireland. It's like we don't know what's happening. The minute smoke and fire starts going off, we all panic.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I would so be uncool with that. I'm pretty sure I might have said that during culture night that time.
It's like,
Whenever the smoke thing went off, I was like, oh,
What is this?
I was just like, oh god, I hope people are okay up there. They're not suffocating or anything. That's just me being mental, by the way. That is me being a crazy person because I'm too into
Nah, you definitely have
health
to
and
see
safety.
me now.
Is
Live
that a
now,
thing
it's
to be
probably
into? I don't know.
Yeah. Exciting times.
Does the trumpet come out? Does the trumpet come
Yeah.
out sometimes? Yeah.
It does come
Oh,
out.
that
sometimes.
sounds like a weird thing to say. Sorry, I mean like a genuine trumpet.
Yeah,
I don't
people
know.
joining
I'm
the
not trying to.
podcast late are gonna be like,
I'm not
with
trying
no
to say
context.
something weird. Yeah, a genuine. Jordan plays the trumpet. Okay. If you're just joining us, Jordan plays the trumpet. Does the trumpet come
That
out
was not a
sometimes?
weird
It's
question.
a normal question, everyone. It's not a weird question.
It does come out sometimes. But I'm definitely going to be using it more and actually putting it in songs and playing it more, and just so people can actually see I play the trumpet for real. So I'm definitely
Totally,
gonna do it
dude.
more. Yeah. So
You know what's so weird is like whenever you were talking earlier, Andy was just like nodding in his little tile on YouTube where he was just like, yeah, I so get this. It's because he desperately wanted to play the saxophone as well.
Dude,
Really?
primary school, I wanted to play
He
the
relates.
saxophone, and they wouldn't let me
Yeah,
That's
because it
basically
wasn't
the
on
same
like
thing.
it wasn't on the criteria thing, and they go, nah, you have to play something else. I'm like, dude, let me play the fucking saxophone.
That was literally the exact same thing as me. I know your pain. It's so, oh god.
saxophone's so dope as well. It's like the coolest instrument of all
The worst
instruments.
thing
Like,
is I bought one. I have one, and I can just barely play it. I can play like basics of it, but I can't play it fully, and it just angers me every time. It's just like
To this day,
it's all the school's fault. Literally.
exactly.
man, it's so tough. I even respect the trumpet. Like, I mean, brass and woodwind, I struggle with that stuff. Anything that's stringed, I think I can pull off, but or keys, I can do that. Yeah, anything brass or woodwind.
What was the
I
90s
don't know, can't get
punk
it.
band? Less Than Jake?
Listen, Jay.
When
Yeah,
they
yeah,
all-
yeah.
Less Than Jake.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you mean like every 90s punk band? Every 90s punk ska band? They all had a saxophone player? Real Big Fish? I think they were a bunch of
Yeah, Real
Mormons
Big
or
Fish.
something, but yeah, they had a saxophone player too. Yellow Card, did they have like a no, it wasn't a
Violinist, I
saxophone.
think
It
it
was a
was, wasn't it?
violinist.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Punk bands had like a random like external instrumental player for some reason.
Jordan's gonna be bringing that back.
I
The
am.
trumpet's coming out.
That's the
Dude,
future.
you may as well like that will be right on the wave because like between Travis Barker signing Avril Lavigne to his label recently, like I mean this whole thing it feels like it's a good time to get
Yeah,
onto
we're
that
just
stuff
going-
again.
Yeah,
This
like
is the
time
time.
travel
It's
up
going
in here or
full
something.
circle
Yeah,
a little bit, yeah.
That's
Respect,
right, man.
respect that. Other than Jordan, I have nothing else to shout out. Do you guys have anything to shout out this week, Mike or Andy?
Just go listen to Summer Walker's album. That's all I've been listening to.
There you go.
I haven't listened to it yet, so I have to.
Yeah, it's not one for the fellas. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
it's a
Damn.
All I got is there's still some stuff, including the NM Music Prize that we talked about. There's still some stuff left going on for Sound of Belfast. There's Scratch My Progress showcase on Tuesday, the 16th of November in OES Center. So that's basically like talent development program. So there's 4 or 5 acts or something that will be involved in that, but those are all basically bands or artists that you're gonna be hearing about in like say 2-3 years time or whatever. So that's going on. And I think there's another one. Melogen is playing Thursday 18th of November in Star Records. I think that's like one of the last things for Sound of.
Malogen.
That's the one. So there's probably still some more stuff coming up to NI Music Prize as well. Check out the Sound of Belfast website for all the events and stuff that's going on.
100%.
Cool.
Jordan, anything you want to shout out? We always offer this to guests as well. Shout out segment. Anything you want to shout out?
Definitely shout out to my team, Next Gen, all the artists that we've got down there. Personally, I've got. Hopefully, I'll try and bring a single out this month. If not, it'll be January, because obviously December is like for the music industry, it's kind of weird time to bring out music.
Christmas single?
Yeah,
Christmas. Just add sleigh bells and it's fine.
Yeah.
literally. Yeah, probably January or this month, end of this month. So yeah, hopefully get that out. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Look, Jordan, thank you so much for being on the show. Didn't want to keep you over
Anytime.
your time. You've done like 30 minutes extra.
Cool.
Man, please join us next week, everybody, for the NI Music Prize episode. Be on Wednesday night. We have been Six Bro. Thanks again, Jordan. Go check out his stuff. NI Music Prize, best single, Jordan Adetunji, Woke Up.
go.
It's
Thanks,
happening.
man.
It is happening, dude. Thanks for joining us. Jordan, I'll talk to you briefly after this show ends. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.